Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing here some more Testhands for Crusadias. This is just really fun to actually just perform because we get to go with both scenarios in the same video. We essentially get to go first and then just pick up an extra card later on and build up upon that. So there's really not much else to say about this, it's just something I wanted to do more of, but soon enough I will be working on a new deck, so with that being said, do stay tuned for that. However, I would like to remind you guys to consider liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing if you still haven't. It really means a lot for the channel. However, with that being said, let's begin. Alright, so as you can see here, it's not really a hand we could particularly work with. As you can see, there's honestly not much else I could really do about this. To go first with this is actually quite bad because the only card we have here is the Maximus, so that is quite unfortunate. It is still some kind of wall in some sort of sense, but it's not particularly amazing. You could obviously set the power as well as a means to protect it, but it doesn't really do too much. So this is actually one of those rare circumstances where the hand actually doesn't work out. Now, if we can actually see here with the 6th opening hand here, you can definitely see a bit of differences because in this particular circumstance, everything does definitely change up quite a bit here. Because what I mean by this is, it looks bad going first, but going second, this is actually a very playable hand. So think of it like this. You're gonna summon out your Draco, it doesn't really matter I guess, but let's just say you normal summon out your Maximus actually. Link that away and, well actually no, sorry about that. We will go for the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber since we are technically going second now. So you're going to summon out your monsters, I'm going to summon out the 2 strongest ones. Give the machine to your opponent and keep the thunder for yourself. So in this case here, where is it? There we go, these guys. One for your opponent and one for yourself. You could put it wherever you actually feel is appropriate. I'll just put it at the far end here, and this is where my link monster will go, pointing to that. So with that being said, I'll normal summon out Maximus and link that away, allowing me to go for the Magius of course. But with that being said, what we can do here is we could summon out our Draco, and with Magius we could search out our other card. So in this case we summon out another Magius or add it to our hand. Now the first Magius we normal summon, so with this one we can actually special summon, which is fantastic of course. And then we take these two and link them away, allowing us to go for our Recollects. So that's definitely very nice of course. Now here's an alternative variation to this. Instead of going for the Thunder King, what you could do is, for yourself, you just give yourself one of the weaker ones. So for example, just give yourself Humongous, and with that being said, you simply just take Humongous and Regolex and allow them to actually be the ones to go for your Link Summon. I mean, that is definitely an option of course, but the only issue is you can't search for a spell or trap, but luckily we drew into a revival anyway, and we also have power, so it's not like we're in the worst case scenario, because what we could essentially do here is take the Regolex and the Humongous and we just link them away, allowing us to go for equal max, and this will obviously get the boost. But since we have no more Kaijus on our side, we can summon out Kadala, pointing to the Equimax. We can also go for a Maximus here as well, which is fantastic. And of course we can activate Revival, allowing Equimax to attack everything, and Power has that protection to it as well. So it's actually really good here. That's easily an OTK. I mean, you're doubling your damage, you're attacking everything, you're getting a boost from 3 different monsters. I mean, it's just really amazing here. However, there is a variation to this particular play here. So let me just slightly reverse it just a bit here if you want an alternative variation to it. So let's take these 2 back to the hand of course. This is back here as well. We'll bring this back over here, and instead of Equimax of course, instead of Humongous and the Regolex. So in this particular circumstance, And this is obviously what you have. So instead of summoning out the Kumongas, I guess, well, Kumongas would still be out on the field, of course, but instead of searching out for your Maximus this time, maybe you don't want to waste it. So I'll just search out maybe a Reclusia, just something as a throwaway instead. So that's just a different variation in this case. Summon out the Reclusia, of course, and then Regilex will allow you to search. We're going to bring out Testament. This is the alternative play I was actually talking about. Testament is actually quite amazing because what we essentially do here is we're going to link these two together, and this will allow us to go for a link 2. So you could go for your Phoenix, or you could go for your Cerberus, just whatever is appropriate. Even Ip is okay as well, but this is essentially what you have, right? And you take these two and you link them away. Of course, that allows you to go for, yes, for once, a Mech Knight Crusadia Avramax. Now, of course, you would change up your variations as well. For example, in this case, you're not going to bring out a Jizukuru for your opponent. You would bring out a weaker one for your opponent. So in this case, at the very beginning of the turn, you would be bringing out a Gameciel. It is the weakest one after all. So that does change it up. And of course, you have Avramax out on the board. You have Revival here, allowing Avramax to attack everything still. You can still bring out your Godala as normal, and that of course deals extra damage, I guess. Crusadia Power protects Avramax, but after you attack, you can activate your Testament and potentially draw 4 cards from the Avramax alone. So that's just a really powerful move. It's an alternative play, but as you can see, it's different and it does something that you really wouldn't expect. But it goes to show that having the Crusadia Avramax is definitely well worth it when it actually gets pulled off in this particular circumstance. Alright, so this is a bit odd, but I think I can work with this particular hand. So I'll put the 6th card over here as a bit of emergency for when we go second, but for now, going first is not the worst thing. For example, you'd normal summon out your Maximus, link that away, allowing you to go for your Magius. This will allow you to bring out Parallel Exceed, which will at least allow you to summon out your other Parallel Exceed from your deck, of course. So take a look and see where it is, and just try and put it in a board that's, or a particular zone that doesn't disrupt later on. So we're going to take the Exceed and the Magius, of course, link them away. Don't forget that Magius can also search, so since we already have Maximus, we're just going to search out another one. So just bring out Arborea in this particular case, and we're going to link away, of course, with those two to go for our Regilex. We could then, of course, summon out the Arborea as well. Whoops, and this will obviously allow us to then link these two, allowing us to go for our, Equamax. But you know what? You know what I'm actually thinking here? I think this is not a good play. I think we could definitely do a lot better in this particular circumstance. So let me demonstrate a bit of a difference here. What I could do here is activate the Succession, summon back our Parallel Exceed, and what we do here is we're going to link up these two together, and this will allow us to go for a different card, of course. So in this case, I'll bring out the It Masquerina. It's fine, I guess, or maybe we shouldn't go for the It Masquerina. I mean, it's an option. Like, I do want to go for some kind of link too, but I guess with the World Legacy Succession in the grave, we could technically go for the Lib here, which would actually be quite fantastic, so that is definitely very nice. But here you can see that we have an open link zone, so we summon out the Arborea, of course, and Regilex will then allow you to search anyway. So in this case, what we'll do here is we're just going to look for something that might be appropriate. I think maybe Power might be good as a means to protect our monsters. So what I'll do here is I'll take the Lib and the Regilex, and we're just going to link those two away, and this will allow us to then go for our Crusadia Avramax, of course. Definitely fantastic. And from that, what we can essentially do following that, would be to play out the Maximus and then take Maximus and Arborea and synchro summon them away. This will obviously allow us to go for our Dawn Dragster. Definitely a fantastic move there, really powerful of course, and you also have here the Crusadia power protecting you with the Gardala in the ready for the next turn, so definitely fantastic. However, let's go back and reverse all this so that we could actually go second. This is actually going first. Alright, so these were in the deck already, but we had these particular cards as our opening hand. This time we're going to play with the 6 cards, so it happens to be a Kaiju Slumber. Fantastic. Wow, that's actually really good there, because we could just simply activate our Kaiju Slumber, destroy everything, and we summon out 2 Kaijus. So in this case, you have the option to obviously go for the Crusadia Avromex like earlier before, but you could also play very differently in this particular case. So let me show you a slightly different variation of an OTK. I think this is definitely going to be really fun. So I'll show it off here by simply giving the Jizukuru to the opponents, and we can summon ourselves our own Kaiju, of course, our Thunder King. So this is going to be really awesome. I'll just show you right here. Summon that out, of course. And with that being said, we can then normal summon out our Maximus like always, and this will obviously allow us to link into our Magius. Now in this case, I'll summon out our Parallel Exceed over here. Actually, bring Magius over here, summon out Parallel Exceed. Parallel Exceed obviously summons out the other one. So this one's the level 4, this one's the level 8. Remember that. And what we do here is we're going to link off the Magius with the Exceed, of course. And don't forget that Magius will search out your monster. So where is it? Arborea, like always. And make sure you search for Arborea specifically as well. But we'll bring out Regalex right here. And then next up, what we're going to do here is we have here the World Legacy Succession. So we're going to activate that, summon back out the Parallel Exceed underneath the Regalex. This will allow us to search for a spell card. In this case, if you want protection, go for the Crusadia Power. Otherwise, you could still go for your Testament or Revival, whichever one you feel is necessary. So we're just going to activate the Revival as a field spell. We're going to take the Parallel Exceed and the Regalex, and we're going to link summon them away. This will allow us to then go for, where is it? Over here, our Equimax. Now I want you to keep an eye on the field here, because what we're going to do next is summon out Arborea and simply synchro summon these two together. And I'm sure you guys already guessed it, that's a level 8 and that's a level 3. So we actually get to go for a very different card in this particular case. We are going for a Star Eater. And finally, we summon out our Crusadia Maximus right over here, pointing to the Equimax. So you get here a huge boost that can attack everything, doubling the damage. You could potentially change it as well, of course, to go for power, for protection, but you also have Star Eater here as well. Definitely fantastic. It changes up different things, and yeah, it's just all great. However, I do like that this particular test hand video turned out really fantastic by actually having 2 particular variations that weren't seen before in the previous ones. We managed to pull out Crusadia Avromex, and we managed to pull out Star Eater as well. Fantastic, absolutely amazing. I love the variety. It shows the potential that you could play with so many other decks out there, so many other cards out there. So with that being said, let me know what you think about this. However, that's it for today, so thanks for joining me today. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll see you all next time.